period now, a bit of time off. How is the squad feeling?
Yeah, I think it's well needed, and hopefully we'll get well rested, and some of the bumps and bruises we have heal, and we'll get back to work here tomorrow and get after it, and then we have a big week of preparation to get into Launceston and make sure that we represent the Northwest and the North real well. So.
You've got 10 days off now. Do you like a layover period or like that, or do you think it sort of stints your momentum a little bit?
Well, I think it's good for us where we're at. Every team's probably got a little different reason why they like it or don't like it. For us, where we're at, to have some more practice time and some downtime of just the travel we've had. And then more importantly, also to incorporate our players coming back from injury, making sure they're getting quality practice with our guys.
You've travelled over 13,000 kilometres in the last week or so. It must be a pretty refreshing period. Like you said, those players like Will and Clint, how are they faring with this recovery period?
Yeah, obviously to be back home and sleep in your own bed and have practice time and just settle back into the great weather that we've had this past few days in Hobart's been spectacular. And then Clint and Will are tracking very well. There'll be a big week for them next week, and we'll determine very soon their availability.
Take us forward to the next couple of games. A few very strong opponents coming up. Give us a little bit of a preview. How are you feeling?
Well, I only think about the game ahead of us and trying to win the day, and that's kind of our mentality here, just going through our process. And obviously we know our next game is New Zealand, and they've been a handful, and we haven't had a lot of answers. We've probably played 3 to 4 quarters total really well against them. We'll just have to be much better when we get against them, and they're one of the better teams in the league without question. And we'll just work on some things this week and try to get better.
Are you more optimistic playing them at home rather than having to go across the Tasman?
Well, I don't think the league has proven this year that home or away, everyone's beating each other. It doesn't really matter where you're at, and that's kind of been the MO at this point. And at this point, I think it's just more about us trying to string some wings together, especially at home.
And you're heading up north as well. How do you find basketball in Launceston?
Yeah, I mean, all that area is hugely important to when I got down here to make sure that we were connecting the state and that Tasmania was going to be, that Jack Jefferson was going to be the state team that everyone would love. And that's a key factor for us, why we start training camp up in Alverson, why we play these games in Launceston, to make sure that we're connecting the state.
Great. And what have been some of the keys, I guess, in your eyes to turning the season around from what was a slow start?
Well, I think just in general, guys getting familiar with each other, our imports settling in a little bit better. We've had some very close games that we've lost, but we're probably in a spot where we're appreciative of where we're at, but we're not satisfied. And just gelling and having these injuries to overcome is maybe attributed a little bit to the slow start, but we have plenty of guys that can play and pick that up.
In the absence of Will and Clint, how pleasing has it been to see the likes of Shawnee Mack and Isaac step up?
Yeah, I mean, they've been fantastic from day one of just coming into training camp ready to go. They're hugely important to us. Our training players are hugely important to us. They keep our guys going in practice. And so, Sean stepping in and earning his minutes has been great for him. And we'll continue to use him the best possible ways we can. And we'll hopefully slowly incorporate Clint and Will back in then.
What is a couple of days off just gone and then a couple of days coming up, get a little bit of work-life balance, I suppose, do for this entire group?
Yeah, for me it's just just relaxing a little bit and enjoying the weather and going down to Sandy Bay Bowl and have a few bowls down there and just relaxing really and just getting away from it. I think the players need that to get away from each other. We've been traveling quite a bit together, and the separation is a good thing.
What is the schedule sort of like at this stage when you've got 10 days off? How do you structure your training?
Yeah, we've had 3 or 4 days off right now. We're coming back today on a very light day of just trying to get them reincorporated into the gym. And then Thursday and Friday we'll practice very hard. We'll be off for the weekend, and then we'll be on our normal schedule starting on Monday to get ready to get to our Launceston game.